Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to introduce the 2024 Outstanding Young Alum, Whitney Breaux, a true example of resilience, leadership, and inspiration. Whitney graduated from LSU with a Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication with a focus on political communication in 2009 and an MBA from the Florey's MBA program in 2011. After graduation, she joined Eli Lilly and Company and has excelled across 8 different roles, including sales, marketing, and global leadership. Currently, she serves as the global marketing leader for Eli Lilly's dermatology portfolio, where she is responsible for launching a groundbreaking biologic treatment in 30 countries. Whitney's strength goes beyond her career accomplishments. After being diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer at the age of 32, she faced her battle with remarkable courage, undergoing intense treatment while using her platform to raise awareness for breast cancer, particularly among young Black and African American women. She founded the Day 18 campaign, which encourages women to perform monthly self-breast exams, and she continues her advocacy through her work on the Women's Hospital Board of Directors. Whitney was also the first Black woman crowned as Miss Teen Louisiana in 2004, and she was named to the Baton Rouge Business Report's 40 Under 40 at just 22 years old. She is now writing her first book titled, Be a Badass and Change the World. Whitney is a testament to the idea that it doesn't take a lifelong career to achieve extraordinary and meaningful outcomes. Congratulations, Whitney. Please join us on stage to receive your award and say a few words.
Just have to forgive me. I just landed on a flight from Argentina this morning at about 5 a.m. But a co-pilot helped me to write my speech tonight. So a shout out to the AI technology that students definitely need to adopt because it is prominent in our work industry now. I am deeply honored and humbled to stand before you tonight to receive this award. I remember when Jared called me in May and I just said, why? Like, I could write a check if you just need that. So, but this recognition really does mean the world to me, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. I'd first like to acknowledge my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who continues to wake me up each morning, and then he likes to say, I'm not done with you just yet, so keep working. Yes, for sure. And to Dean Lorenz and to the staff here at the LSU Business College, thank you for your transformational leadership and the support of the students that come behind us. I appreciate tonight, not only for me, but also for my family and for my friends, especially here in LSU, which is a place that's so near and dear to my heart. I'd also like to congratulate the members of the Hall of Distinction tonight, Mr. Bendo, Mr. Fussell, and Mr. Harris. I will use my manners, a good son and more what, on being inducted into the Hall of Distinction tonight. Thank you for paving the way for so many of us that are coming behind you. I also want to say a big thank you to my number 1 cheerleader and my biggest inspiration, my 15-year-old son, Jason, who joined me up here earlier tonight. Your strength and your love has been the guiding light through every challenge that I've faced. I'm so proud of the young man that you are becoming. And although you are not permitted to apply to a Louisiana school for undergrad, I am in full support if you would like to come back to LSU for business school or to get a law degree after you have toured this beautiful world, because it is very, very big. I also want to send a big thank you to my family, my friends, my compadres, for everything. Your unwavering support and your encouragement have been my rock. You have celebrated my victories, and you've lifted me up during some of my most difficult times. And I'm very grateful to each and every one of you for being here tonight. It means the world to me. A few days ago, a good friend of mine asked a really great question, and I said, you know what, I'm going to use that to start this talk tonight. And he asked very simply, what are your top 5 assets? And I loved this question because it begged each of us to consider, what do we consider an asset? And for me, my top 5 assets sounded a little something like this. I have a unique and personalized relationship with God that I'm forever grateful for. I'm a mom, which is the best award or recognition or crown that I could ever have. I'm blessed to have a team of Avengers, as I like to say, my team that fights whatever battle comes my way. These are the people here tonight who are there beside me each and every step of the way. I also need to thank Delta, because I'm a Million Miler and a Delta medallion, and we love Delta because they ensure that I get from point A to point B. But they've also facilitated me being able to see 5 different continents this year and more than 100,000 miles, and being able to change the landscape of healthcare for patients around the world. And my last asset, and one that my friends love the most, is that I'm a misfit. I am a rebel, and I like to say that I'm a good troublemaker. But it was Steve Jobs who said that the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Well, I like to say that I might be crazier than Little Boosie or Britney Spears, but as my friends have called me, I'm simply a badass, and I am proud of it. My journey up to this moment has been anything but conventional, and I'm proud of that. I was a mom at 20. I finished my business degree, or my undergrad, in the mass comm school in 2009, and with just a semester of TOPS remaining, and with the support of Dana Hart and the encouragement of so many of my mentors, I pursued my MBA here in the College of Business. There were countless late nights, early mornings where Jason needed a babysitter and Tori's wife helped us with that, and certainly plenty moments of doubt. But every step of the way, I was driven by a vision of a better future for my family. And in August of 2011, with my 2-year-old on my hip, my PMBA cohort and I graduated. Without my MBA from LSU, I would have never qualified for a position at Eli Lilly and Company. This journey would have not began if it wasn't for the teachers, the professors, and the staff that made it possible. On March 20th of 2020, I faced my most life-altering challenge yet. That morning, I was promoted at work. Jason and I closed on our home that we'll only have for another 30 months. And at 4:05 p.m., I received a call from Women's Hospital. And that call quite simply said, "It's breast cancer." I was 32. The love and support of my family and my friends and the LSU community were my pillars of strength during a global pandemic fighting a dangerous disease. They titled it "Whit Fights Like a Tiger." And they said that Whit doesn't fight fair because I have a whole crew that was fighting with me. They reminded me that in the midst of this battle that I was not alone. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Fueled by my own anger and frustration that someone who works in healthcare didn't even know that breast cancer was something that could impact me, I launched the Day 18 campaign, as any good global marketer would do, with the goal to remind women that 1 in 8, if you look around this room tonight, I see way more than 1 in 8. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. The goal of Day 18 was to encourage women, especially young women, to perform self-breast exams on the 18th day of each month. And because I do love the LSU Tigers and the number 18, it all fit very well. 1 in 8 is still one too many. And that's why I accepted the opportunity to be on the Women's Hospital Board of Directors, to not only share my experience as a patient, but also in healthcare to help support the women in our community. Giving back to women has been my great joy over the last 4 years, and I look forward to continuing to serve. In my current role at Lilly, I have the privilege of leading a team from around the world to successfully launch new medications for people suffering with dermatological diseases. It's a role that requires collaboration, a little bit of AI and innovation, and a deep commitment to improving the lives of patients. After 13 years of working for the world's largest medicine company, I'm inspired by the dedication and the passion of my colleagues, and together we strive to make a difference in healthcare around the world. Well, I like to say that Baton Rouge has raised me, Indianapolis pays my bills, but I carry Baton Rouge and the LSU Fighting Tigers with me wherever I go. And a lot of my colleagues would still like to understand, why do we still go GEAUX? But they know that it's important, so they incorporate it into what we do. Throughout all of these challenges, my love for LSU, our students, faculty, and administration, and even my love-hate relationship with LSU football has remained unwavering. The values and lessons I learned here have shaped me into the person that I am today. Before I take my seat, I do have one ask, though, of everyone in the room. We all have the power to support and uplift the next generation of LSU business leaders, dreamers, and doers, or as I like to call them, badasses. Let's ensure that their ceiling is our floor. Their ceiling, or our ceiling, is their floor. I always mention it up. Brain's bad. Our ceiling is their floor. The support that we can give to the students and the generations that are coming behind us will create a future where resilience, grit, and determination are celebrated and nurtured. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I am always going to be proud to be an LSU Tiger, and I am excited to see what the future holds for all of us. And I ask you to continue to support each other, and let's continue to make a difference in the lives that come after us. Thank you so much, and I appreciate this opportunity, and congratulations to the other honorees.